Welcome to the Wrestle Story. We discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after AEW NXT, and every Friday after SmackDown. Tonight, we're going a little bit different than what we normally do. We're going to go through the Raw real quick, and then we decided to do a throwback pay-per-view, and we chose the pay-per-view that started all of the pay-per-views. Starrcade 83.
Yes.
How you doing, Scott? No, you didn't miss anything on Raw.
Excited.
I didn't think Raw was very good.
Me either, which is why we're going to quickly talk about it and then go into Starrcade, because it was just...
A lot of, like...
It was okay.
Yeah, there was nothing. How you doing, John?
Like... Gee, I wanted Orton to RKO Saxton. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Yeah, no. So, we'll go through Raw real quick, and then we are going to get to what we came here to talk about, which is Starrcade 83.
Me and you had a house match, special guest referee Maven. Yeah, my goodness. So tonight's Raw was like okay. It wasn't. I take that back. It was just like not really my speed.
I think my mic's probably getting me 2 feedbacks here, so let me keep talking.
It just like it wasn't my speed. You know, I didn't love it. I thought it was okay, but like not all that great.
Yes, I would agree it was terrible.
I just... Okay.
They could have made this so much better if...
With...
I mean, if they would have stuck with things, this would have been better. But they did. Gleen Buried Alive match, Taker versus Styles. But too deadly. I'm surprised they're doing it.
Okay. So, a couple things here. Just a couple things. One, this whole situation happening
Mr. Gleen versus Vince.
in the world currently. I think maybe what we should have done is maybe postpone things.
By the way, hello Elijah.
Because like
me versus Gleen in a Boneyard match this Sunday, special referee Maven.
Like, I don't know, guys. I just... The shows, since they, like, have been doing the weird thing with the fact that the coronavirus and everything is happening with that, it's like, they were so good before, and then...
James, we thought
everything, like, fell apart. And, I mean, I get it, but, like...
There's no
They're
build
not
up to Mania.
building
There's
anything.
Nothing.
Mania is next weekend, and does it feel like Mania should be next weekend?
Is his new character called, like, Dead Man? Just kidding.
Ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Everybody's doing good, Elijah.
Ha.
We've been in the house since
For a
last
while.
week.
Yes.
I only went out. I went out to the store once this past week. Other than that, I haven't been out much.
Yeah. So, it's just...
Yeah.
This whole thing is just
How's
like...
everybody doing? Everybody getting along okay? Nobody's sick? Everybody's family's doing well?
So...
Alright, get us through Raw.
We start Raw with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Whatever. Who cares? We then get Brock versus Seth versus John Cena for the Rumble of 2015. And I'm just like, the purpose of this match was... What? Does this even go with any storylines at all that are happening right now? It's like they literally were just like, alright, let's go through a list of matches and pick one to put on tonight's Raw. And you know what? Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins versus John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship at the Rumble of 2015 sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. It made no sense to me, and it was a waste of nearly 45 minutes to an hour, and it was just a waste. And I just, like...
Raw was not good.
Don't care, you know?
We started off with Lesnar and Heyman, then we had Brock, Seth, John Cena Rumble 2015.
Who knows why?
Nobody knows why.
Not me.
Pointless if you ask me.
We then, like, what is it even tie into? Just showing that Brock Lesnar is dominant?
Yeah,
Is that like what it was? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So then we get AJ Styles. He comes out and says WrestleMania is too big for one night. And then, yeah, you know, he shows the Taker McCool Tiger video that was going around with, you know, the Wildlife Reserve or whatever. And then he challenges Taker to a boneyard match. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I'm a bit excited for this. Only if they do it in a graveyard with dirt. And if it's kind of like a Buried Alive match, where the loser must be put into this, like, 6-foot hole.
Leon Rush is over more than Becky.
And that's how you win.
What's a boneyard match?
Yeah, I got the same question, man, and I'm hoping it's kind of like a Buried Alive match.
They didn't explain it.
No, they didn't.
They didn't tell us what it was, so...
But I'm intrigued and I'm a little excited.
That's where...
I'm thinking it's going to be like a mix of Buried Alive and like a graveyard match type thing is what I'm assuming.
That is a good question, James. We were trying to figure out what a boneyard match was, too.
But I digress. I'm excited for it regardless because I think it's going to be interesting.
I'm guessing it's where all the dead people are and, there's just bones.
We then get Andrade and Angel Garza versus Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. Ricochet shaved his face.
Whoever loses eats a bone. Yeah.
Ricochet shaved his face, and he looks so weird now. He looks like a child, and it's like, I can't, man. I can't. And so, Street Profits then come out and join commentary, and then Andrade and Garza won. It was announced today that we are getting Andrade and Garza versus the Street Profits at WrestleMania for the Tag Team Championships. Again, I say I'm confused. What? It makes no sense.
Yeah, it was kind
of... They just pulled this match out of thin air, and it's like, I'm okay with this one, but it's like, it still makes no sense. Like, it still makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
So, we then get Andrade and Garza, they won. Yeah, whoop-de-doop-de. We then get Street Profits versus Shane Thorne and some dude I have no idea who he was.
Yes, they're supposed to be taping Mania matches.
Oh my gosh! It's starring John.
Hello, starring John. How's it going?
Hey, what's happening, homie?
I suppose
haven't seen you around these parts for quite a while.
When the movie theaters are closed down, then you can always come in and watch our show.
That is true. So, Street Profits versus Shane Thorne and some dude I had no idea who this guy was, but whatevs. Of course, the Street Profits won. I think everybody and anybody was expecting this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, cool. We then got Mania matches that were announced. Elias versus Corbin. Seth versus Kevin Owens is official. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley.
Yes. We're excited about that one because they built that one up.
Okay, they told us, essentially...
I don't know how they're going to...
It's like the two most...
Did they have a start time yet for those?
No, I don't have a clue.
I haven't seen a start time. I haven't seen a start time yet for that. Start time.
Like, I don't...
How you doing, Zendo?
Black versus Lashley, though, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me because they were, like, saying, oh, yeah, like, it's the two most dominant guys on that roster and they're fighting each other, and I'm like, what? Lashley's been dominant? Has he really?
I think it'd be a better match if they would have built it up. But there was no build up for it.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm just like, what the garbage?
We're doing a quick Raw review export.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Starrcade, but I just had to rant about a couple things here.
Yeah, it's only 10
Raw.
minutes in. Maven's ranted about
I'm sorry.
7 minutes of this.
It's just like, this entire episode of Raw just like made literally no sense to me. And I was just kind of like, huh? What? It made no sense. And so, this particular match made no sense as to why this was made for WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure they were just like, you know what, we need an extra match to put on the Mania card because why not? So let's put Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley because, once again I say, why not? Alrighty then. We then get Shayna Baszler. My chair will not move. We then get Shayna Baszler. She's like essentially being interviewed by Charlie, and Charlie's like this far away from her because she's like, I'm scared of you. And it's then like she's intimidated or something, and Shayna's like, are you scared I'm gonna bite Charlie. And I was just like, this is corny and cheesy and this is dumb and why are we doing this? And then Becky attacked Shayna with a chair from behind, and that was like cool, I guess. Okay. I am so very disappointed in the way this feud has been built up.
Becky laid her out a thing of beauty.
I'm sorry, but like, this was just like,
Definitely. Social distance.
This angers me. Exactly, this build has been met, and like, with everything that's happened, this is why this could have been the best built up match on the WrestleMania card, but it is not going to be.
No. Because
they have done nothing with it. They have not had Becky and Shayna in the same place until tonight. Shayna, we haven't really seen much from her. Like, I'm just...
voice impressions tonight are good.
I'm very angry in the way that they built this up. And I know they're limited on what they can do, but, like, this is why I was like, guys, why did we not just, like... Why don't we just not, like, postpone this? Or, like, just wait and pick up where we left off when we're able to do more stuff with everybody there, with the crowds all there. Like, I just... That's my thought process on this entire Raw, was... So... Calm down. I'm just very disappointed in the way that majority of the matches to WrestleMania have been built. Once again, I say... WrestleMania is next weekend, and it does not feel like WrestleMania should be next weekend.
Here's the thing about Shayna. I think if Shayna had Paul Heyman as her spokesman...
I don't even think if she had Paul Heyman as her spokesman.
Yeah.
No, Shayna can cut good promos when Shayna is given the right stuff. The stuff that she had done with Becky in the very beginning when she came out bitter in the neck and then was like, I don't really care what you have to say. I'm taking your title... And it is what it is. You can either face the facts, look at reality here, and realize that you are losing your title at WrestleMania, or you can live in Dreamland, and I'll take it from you anyways, and you can stick around there. I don't really care. I'm just walking out with your title. Like, she was doing so very well, and they were doing so very well with her, and now it's just like, they're doing this stupid thing where she's sitting in a chair, and she's like... Do I intimidate you, Charlie?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so cheesy. This is so corny. This is so dumb. It's kind of not making her look like a joke, but like, come on. We know she's intimidating. We know she's probably the baddest woman they have on that roster. Any roster, for that matter. She does whatever she wants when she wants. It makes her dangerous. We all know this. We did not need a stupid interview with her going... Aren't I intimidating?
Yeah.
Really? Like that just...
I think they're all going to be taped, I think. So I don't think there's going to be anything live.
I'm pretty sure they're taping some of it, and some of it is going to be live.
How can you do it? Because you don't know what the thing is you don't know what's going to be, whether they'll be able to do anything.
Well, as it
put everybody on lockdown and say you can't do it.
Or maybe not, based on everything that, but I digress. I think they're probably going to end up doing, like, the Drew Brock match live, the Roman Goldberg match live, probably the Becky Shayna match live, and that might be it.
Yeah.
They might do one other match live,
they
but...
tape the matches this Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, see, I think everything's going to be taped.
I don't know.
So then we get Aleister Black versus the Jobber.
Who cares?
Black one.
Whatever.
Kevin Owens.
They're pre-taping all of it at Wednesday and Thursday at PC and Full Sail. See, I just don't know, man. They should have had some NXT matches on here.
Yeah,
they could have. They should have. Unfortunately, they didn't.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
So, Aleister Black and the Jobber, who cares? Aleister Black won, whoop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop. Who cares? Kevin Owens comes out then after we're done with this segment, and, you know, Kevin Owens and stuff, and he's like, well, Seth, you're here tonight. And Seth comes out and is like, Kevin, there would be no NXT. There would be no main, internet and performance center. There would be no women's evolution. There would be no Kevin Owens without Seth Rollins. And I'm sitting here going, do not even take credit for the women's evolution. Don't ever do that, please. Don't ever do that again. Please and thank you. But whatever. And then he's like, yeah, I accept and stuff.
Network is free at the moment. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So Seth accepts or whatever, and like, who cares? We already knew he was. They already previously in the show were like, yeah, this match is happening. So, like, why do we need this? It made no sense to me. We then got Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania 34. We replayed this, which, I mean, it's a good match, and, like,
definitely,
but I don't want to see it on Raw.
Definitely a whatever. Yeah. Who cares?
Then we got Randy Orton. Randy Orton accepts Edge's challenge, as we all thought he would. This was actually a decent promo, and I liked it. I didn't write down everything he said because I wasn't going to. Because we're not going in depth with this Raw tonight, because it sucked.
Even though we spent 20 minutes talking about it.
Sorry, I had to rant about a couple things here.
Yeah, we know.
I apologize, but I just had to, because tea. I am drinking tea.
No NXT show this Wednesday going to make us go to sleep earlier. What are you drinking, Maven? She's got tea. She's got tea.
It's delicious.
Yes.
So, this is a good promo. I like the Randy Orton thing. I thought this was decent, but he accepted per what everybody thought he would. And it was just like, okay, well, that was a very long-winded thing to just get him to say, I accept, and, okay.
We can skip to Charlotte versus Asuka.
See, I thought that was a good match at WrestleMania 34, but, like, I didn't need to see it on tonight's Raw.
No.
You know? Like, if I wanted to see it, I'd go back and watch the network.
Yeah.
And especially with the fact that they just made the network free for literally everybody, why do we need to continue showing the pay-per-view matches on the show that everybody watches weekly when everybody can literally go and just watch it on the network right now for free?
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
No. That was the beginning of Asuka's downward spiral.
So now that we have spent 20 minutes talking about Raw, it's time to talk about what we're actually here to talk about.
Why not promo from Asuka and Kyrie tonight? Yeah, why not do some of that? I mean, I don't understand some of the thinking behind what they've done. And
I don't either.
Showing old matches is okay if you don't put the matches out there on ESPN and everywhere else, and so.
And especially when you just made the network free for like the time being, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about Starrcade 83, the very first pay-per-view. From November 24th, 1983. Took place in Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Greensboro Coliseum Complex, and in attendance there were 15,447 people.
It's actually a really good show. Going into it, I didn't think I was going to like it, but.
Yes, Maven was like, really.
I was very hesitant.
We're going to watch this. And I said, yeah, we're going to watch this because this was like the one that started it all.
And I was like,
The pay-per-view that started all the pay-per-views.
It was actually really good, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. So, the commentary team?
Oh, thank you. Real Wrestling.
You want to talk about who the commentary team and
commentary team is Bob Caudle and Gordon Solie. Gordon Solie is a WWE Hall of Famer. Interviewers were Tony Schiavone and Barbara Clary. Ring announcer was Tom Miller, and then the referees were Sonny Fargo, Stu Schwartz, and Tommy Young.
There were also a couple other referees, and when there were special guest refs, we made mention of those during those particular matches. So, we start the show off with the Assassins versus Rufus R. Jones and Bugsy McGraw. I had no idea who either of these guys were.
Yeah, she's like, who are these people?
But, fun match. Nevertheless. I thought...
You too, Little Fettuccine. Thanks for stopping by.
I thought Bugsy McGraw, he looks very similar to Arn Anderson. And I was like, who is that?
You were like thinking he was Arn Anderson.
That's what I thought it was.
Heard everyone gets a $1,000 check in 2 weeks. Have they actually passed the bill, James? Because they were still fighting the last I had seen.
But I thought Bugsy McGraw was, I thought it was Arn Anderson.
Gleen, turn a heel on us and do this next Monday, Gleen.
So.
They better have a bad feeling. Some commentary for her husband match. So anyway, it was a good match. I thought, again.
Good tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't have any of that.
This is actually tag team wrestling, where the ref turns and like the bad guy comes in, and if the ref catches him, he starts counting, and so it was cool.
Off topic.
Off topic, you'll have to pay that $1,000 check back. Technically, you're not supposed to, according to what I've read.
So, the Assassins won via roll-up pin.
Yeah, they voted like twice already and it didn't pass.
Those heel tactics.
Yes.
Heel tactics.
Heel tactics.
Heel tactics.
Yeah, definitely.
So we then got Johnny Weaver and Scott McGee versus Kevin Sullivan and Mark Lewin.
WWE needs to keep a lot of stars and they just keep screwing up. Raw got one more 1 week next Monday. Yes.
So this was another
Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, I was like, man, he was like really young. You know?
Yes.
And
a young Kevin Sullivan.
I've heard of Mark Lewin before.
Yes.
I don't know where I saw him.
What has quarantine been for you guys? We really aren't under quarantine as far as, I mean, it's suggested we stay home.
And we pretty much stay home majority of the time anyways, just because I don't leave the house. But quarantine, you know, they're suggesting stay home, but not like enforcing it, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
They did our hospital the other day. I did go out for pizza, and when I was there at the Pizza Hut, their manager was talking to their
I don't either, Maven.
talking to their people about the hospital is not, when they deliver pizza to the hospital now, they don't go in. They have to like meet them outside to give them the pizza. Yes. Thanks, Wuhan, for ruining everyone's life. Yes. Maven's fixing her bun. Yep.
Yes, had to fix it because it was messed up. So Johnny Weaver and Scott McGee versus Kevin Sullivan and Mark Lewin. I thought this was another good tag team match.
Yes.
Sullivan and Lewin won, and then after the match, McGee gets stabbed in the forehead with some foreign object. I don't know what it was, cause I don't know what it was.
I don't
but
know.
they were like, and he was all like, ah.
This is when wrestling was good and they would do things.
Blood
like
down his face. I felt like there was so much of that on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, there was quite a bit.
So much.
A lot of blood.
Like, a lot.
Maven's bun versus Shawn Michaels and 90s hairstyle with the bun. Yes.
Sorry, I win every time. Just saying. Just saying. I mean, I like Shawn Michaels, and his hair was cool, but I win every time. I'm cooler.
Yes.
Everybody knows that. So there was a lot of like stabbing people with foreign objects.
Yes,
you know?
it was cool.
So we then got Tony Schiavone backstage, and he was interviewing
the legend Harley Race.
More specifically, Harley Race in this one. You know, Harley Race says, I've been sitting here talking to some of my friends, and I've been getting some insight on what's been happening with Ric Flair. You know, after the last several weeks of, you know, everything that's happened, and they had the whole attack and, you know, everything with Bob Orton and what's his butt.
Yeah, because Flair got attacked prior to the pay-per-view and
was told, you know, he was
told he wouldn't be back and
had to retire or whatever, and it was like they did a pile driver and into the mat, and it screwed up his neck, so to speak.
So this was Flair's return.
Yes. So we then got Carlos Colon versus Abdullah the Butcher. Colon ends up using a foreign object, and then he gets turned into the ref at some point in the match.
How about when Kevin Sullivan shaved Hogan bald? Yes. And you know what? He still, like, could be bald except for the hair that's around the, like, edges of his head.
And then Abdullah went to go for an elbow drop, but Colon ended up rolling out of the way, so it ended up hitting the ref. And then somebody attacked it. What?
Somebody attacks Colon while the ref is out.
Wow!
Ref gets knocked out. Pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. English. Learn some.
Yes.
Someone attacked Carlos Colon while the ref is out. I don't ever know. I didn't ever see who it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
How
much you got to pay for WrestleMania 36 WWE Network? If you don't have it, it's free.
$0. So then Abdullah the Butcher ends up getting the win, and so you know that was that.
Yes.
You know, another good match. I don't think I've seen Abdullah the Butcher wrestle before, but I don't think I've really ever watched Carlos Colon in the ring.
Yes.
Ever. He's very tiny.
Yeah.
He's a tiny guy.
Yeah, not very big.
You know? And I mean, especially when you put him up against Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Abdullah the Butcher is
huge.
like a truck.
Yeah, and so, of course, he looked even smaller then, but, you know, even so, he's like, pretty small.
Yes,
you know?
WWE Network is free for now. We went all the way back to the 80s. 1983 to be exact for this pay-per-view.
So then we got Tony interviewing again.
Thanks, James.
He was interviewing
Angela Mosca.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a ref for a tag team match later. He then talks about how he believes that Ric Flair will prevail.
Yeah, he had pulled apart Scott McGee from the attack with Kevin Sullivan and Mark Lewin, and he ended up getting like stabbed in the arm or something. And so, you know, they had the two of them sitting back there, and they were both like all bloody, and just it was, you know, they were all bloody. And you know, he's like talking, and he says he's supposed to be the ref for the tag team match.
Are you talking about Angela Mosca?
And then.
Is that who you're talking about, James? Yes, I believe he is dead.
And then he says he gets asked about.
Not from what happened this night, but he died later.
He says, you know, he gets asked a question about Ric Flair and who he thinks will win Ric Flair Harley race, and he ends up saying that he thinks Ric Flair will prevail.
Yes.
So.
Yes, I saw that, Johnella, about the WrestleManias.
Yes. We then got Wahoo McDaniel and Mark Youngblood versus Dick Slater and Bob Orton. This is actually another.
The dad of Randy Orton.
This is another good match.
Yes.
You know, I enjoyed this one too. Dusty Rhodes was at ringside for this one.
It's amazing. Maven watches old matches, old pay-per-views, and goes, "Man, these were some good matches." Crazy, huh?
Slater and Orton end up getting the win. This is another good one.
Yeah, I agree. This is another match that, you know, that was pretty awesome. Again, it's the old school stuff. It's the way wrestling should be now. Do y'all remember Mang versus Sting? Oh yes. Abdullah the Butcher. Yes. I do remember, James. Yes. Who is this old idiot with the stupid hat? Man.
Whoa! Who do you think you are? Calling my dad an old idiot?
I'm Santa Claus.
Would you like him to take his hat off? Then you'll be...
I'll still be Santa Claus. Doesn't make any difference.
Then you'll be the old idiot without the hat.
Yeah, I'll be the old idiot without the hat. Doesn't matter. Oh, wait. The stupid idiot.
Oh, yeah. Old stupid.
Yeah.
Facts. So, we then get Tony, who interviewed Ric Flair. Flair says, "I hope Race is prepared because tonight all the marbles are on the line. This is our night." And then Jay, YoungBlood, and Ricky Steamboat come up and they comment about their tag team title match that they have later in the evening. We then got a Dusty Rhodes interview. Essentially, he was just talking about the fact that whoever won the match, didn't matter who it was, he's going to be going after them, you know, after the cage match tonight.
Yes.
But he was saying that he's, like, got his money on Harley. He thought that Harley Race was going to walk out, you know, still champ.
Yes.
He's legit the only person who thought that.
Yes, he did. Only person.
So we then got a Mask versus NWA title match. Charlie Brown versus the Great Kabuki with
Yes, that's
Gary
right.
Hart.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
With Lucy in his corner.
So essentially, some, you know, backstory behind this, from what I looked up and what I saw, was, oh my gosh, what's his name? That's gonna lose my mind.
Jimmy Valiant.
Yes, him. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yes.
Jimmy Valiant essentially had like gotten suspended or whatever in the storyline, and the Great Kabuki wanted to unmask Charlie Brown as Jimmy Valiant.
Yes.
You know, because Jimmy Valiant came back as Charlie Brown with the mask on to continue wrestling when suspended, and the Great Kabuki knew it, and he wanted to prove to everybody, and if he won the match, he got to unmask Charlie Brown, and everybody would see that he was Jimmy Valiant, and then he would end up getting suspended for a year or something like that.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the premise behind this match. And it was another fun one. I love the Charlie Brown character. It was so cool.
Good storyline.
I liked it. I liked the idea behind it. I think they should do something like this now. Because it's kind
crazy,
of
huh?
It's a cool story, and it's a cool idea of, you know, this guy gets
Maven,
suspended.
like in the old school wrestling.
This guy gets suspended, and he's going to bend the rules and come back as a masked dude where nobody can see who he is.
Yes.
And he's going to wrestle anyways, but then somebody tries to catch on and is like, I know who you are, but everybody else needs to know who you are. And then you gotta,
Yes.
see.
Rest in peace, Harley Race, one of the greatest world champions. He's definitely one of the greatest world champions.
Oh my gosh, I forgot
Fun
he's
fact,
dead.
my cousin used to live next door to his cousins.
I forgot he was dead.
Yes.
He
died just recently.
I was gonna say, wow, I totally forgot about that.
Yes, because they had a memorial like an hour south of here for him.
I thought, I knew that.
Yes.
Man. So, Charlie Brown ended up winning, so he was the NWA, TV champ.
Yes, he was.
So, we then got another interview. It's with Harley Race, Bob Orton, and Dick Slater. Cowboy Bob Orton, Flair came back. We got the money. We took him out. And he still came back. That won't happen tonight after Harley's done with him. Harley says, I'm with these two people who know you better than you know yourself. You remember when we spiked your head with the pile driver into the canvas? I'm coming for your neck. So, I like this. Kind of bring the story, back in full circle.
Yes.
Reminding everybody what happened.
Yep.
Without
having to show, like, a video of
exactly.
what's happened.
We then get Dusty Rhodes again. This was kind of like a backstage thing. He said he's going to, challenge for well, I think the first time they were having audio issues. They were in the crowd, and they were having audio issues. So they ended up doing the interview backstage, and this is where he said he's challenging the winner of the Race Flair match.
Yeah, kind of building up for, their next
feud stuff, yeah. So we then got a collar match, Roddy Piper versus Greg Valentine. This was another fun match.
Yes. A
nice gimmick match, something different. There was the story behind this, wasn't it, that his hearing?
Yeah.
And his ear,
Piper.
Whatever. Yeah, Piper.
Piper's hearing and hearing.
His earring.
Hearing was disrupted as he got hit in the ear by Valentine, and
it was with a bell.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of this situation. Valentine ends up attacking Piper after the match is over, and got him all bloody.
Yes.
And, everywhere. So that was fun.
Again, another good match.
Another story.
Was there.
Yes.
And it was interesting.
Mhm. And it was a fun, different match. It was a collar match. You don't really see anything like that, now.
No, if you do it right, you can do these once in a while.
Mhm. So we then get another interview with Ric Flair. Flair says, I want Harley to get in the ring and try everything to beat me. Wahoo McDaniels then says, I've been in and out of the ring with Flair, and I bet all my money on Flair tonight.
Yes.
So we then get the tag team championship match. Angelo Mosca was the guest ref for this. It's the Brisco brothers versus Jay YoungBlood and Ricky Steamboat. Mosca gets upset with the Briscoes halfway through the match. This then leads to Steamboat and YoungBlood winning the tag team titles. The Brisco brothers end up attacking Angelo Mosca after.
I had the pleasure of meeting Harley Race and Cowboy Bob Orton. That is cool.
And then they proceed to beat up on Steamboat and YoungBlood after that. And then Mosca, Steamboat, and YoungBlood end up cleaning house. And that was cool.
Yeah.
Did they end up doing something with this after?
I don't remember. We'll have to go back and check and see. Because I don't remember.
Be interesting. So we then get another interview thing backstage. Charlie Brown is up first. He didn't really say anything much of, use. He just kind of yelled about,
Yeah.
I'm Charlie Brown! Being all crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we got Roddy Piper.
That's because Jimmy Valiant was pretty crazy.
Roddy says, I beat you fair and square. Next time it'll be for the United States Championship. YoungBlood comes in. He says, we proved it to everyone. We are champions. We won't be closet champions. We will defend against anyone and everyone, even the Brisco brothers, again. Steamboat says, we have fought many teams, some bigger and some stronger. But we can adapt. We're in the best shape of our lives, and we are the champions.
Yes.
We then get Ric Flair versus Harley Race in the steel cage match.
With Gene Kiniski as the guest referee.
This was for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This is another fun match.
Lots of blood.
Lots of blood.
If you're cool with blood, this is a pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view for you.
Because there was lots of blood in this. Well, really not just this match, like all night.
Yeah. So this is another like kind of historical match that I think if you've never seen, you should.
Well, yeah, two of the greatest.
You
of
know,
all time.
exactly, which is why it was kind of so historical, you know, so to speak. Looking back on it now, so it'd be a match that I would say, you know, if you're looking at, you know, wrestling history, this is a big one.
Yes.
And you know, you should watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
Because it was very historical.
Yes, I agree.
So, you know, it was in a cage. There was lots of cage action. Thrown into it, you know, not being thrown into it. Great in the face cross.
Yeah.
You know, all this fun stuff.
Lots
cage.
of blood.
Lots of blood.
Let's just
let you know there was lots of blood there. Ric Flair ends up coming out the new World Heavyweight Champion. Rick gets on the mic after and thanks each and every one of you to know that you made this the greatest night of my life. Tony then interviews Ric Flair after, says, thank you to all the wonderful people who believed in me when I was down. Ricky Steamboat comes up and congratulates him, and then Dusty comes up and says, there's one more dream coming. Says a couple other things, but that was kind of like the big, you know, line there.
Rick is a bleeder, definitely.
We then have
and then with his hair as blonde as it is,
I know, it's
really
like it does. We then have Barbara What's Her Face interviews Harley Race. You know, Harley says I did it 7 times. There isn't a thing that will stand in my way of me getting it for an 8th time. Please believe me when I say I'm not packing up and going away. You drove me absolutely insane for 6 months, and I'm coming for you now, Rick. I like this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think this was kind of like a good full circle moment where, you know, Ric Flair was the thorn in Harley Race's side for such a long time, and now Harley Race is going to be the thorn in Ric Flair's side.
Yep.
You know? And so I like that. I like the whole thing. I think it's cool.
Yeah, again, as a storyline is created, it's something that's interesting, and this is, you know, when I talk about old school and stuff like that, and how they created storylines, they did this all the time. Even on the regular shows, without the pay-per-view, everything led up to their pay-per-views, but the stories were being told.
Yeah.
And it made things interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we then finish out with kind of like the last segment, last interview. We go back to Flair, Steamboat, and YoungBlood. And they're essentially like, this is what shows that we are the best.
Yes.
We have the belts. We are the best now. We're going to celebrate this. And tomorrow's another day. And we're going to go out there. And we're going to defend our championships. And we're going to do what we need to do. And, you know, we're going to remain on top for as long as we possibly can.
Yes, I agree.
And so that was that.
Yes.
Then Gordon and Bob ended up signing off, and that was the pay-per-view.
If you have not seen this,
you should go watch it because
I
was very hesitant.
Go back and watch it, especially now with the network being free. You can go back and watch this. Again, it's Starrcade 83.
With
good show.
This, like I said, I was very hesitant going in. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did, just because it's like super old school. And I was like, oh, you know, I like the old stuff, but I don't know why I just didn't think I was gonna like this as much. But I ended up actually liking quite a bit.
Yeah.
A lot more than I thought I was going to. And like I said, there's a lot of different like super cool points. Like the Mask versus NWA title match. I think there's a lot of super cool things that they could do, like nowadays, if they like want to do and
if
really
good storylines. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, but that's just where the issue lies right now.
Yeah. It's
just the fact that their storylines are not so great.
Wednesday night, what pay-per-view would you like us to watch and do a show on for those of you that are still in chat?
See, Wednesday night, AEW is going to be off the walls good, I think. Again, probably, hopefully, maybe. So, we might need it for Friday.
Oh, yeah. What pay-per-view would you like us to recap or talk about the next time we do a recap. Because right now it looks like
a wrestling recall.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it. This is Wrestling Recall number 1.
Yes.
There'll be many. There's many old pay-per-views to talk about.
Many.
So while we're sitting here, what was your favorite match?
WrestleMania 30. NWA Clash of Champions 1. Watch WWE Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh my gosh, we were talking about that the other day.
We were actually talking about a lot of the pay-per-views where they just had a single run with the pay-per-view. And that was one of them we did talk about.
Yes. Odd enough. Do we have a piece of paper?
Clash of Champions we talked about simply because Clash of Champions, obviously. I always thought the Clash of Champions were good. And that's kind of the one that started it all.
Hey, folks.
So write down those 4, 5. So we got WrestleMania 30, Clash of Champions 1, Valentine's Day Massacre, and the Fall Brawl.
Alrighty.
All right, we'll come up with something. So if there's nothing good on, we will be here. We will be talking about something. And again, if you haven't seen Starrcade 83, go back and watch it. Especially now that the War Games 87.
Ooh!
SummerSlam 2002.
Man, y'all just giving us a list.
Maybe I'll put out on Twitter a couple.
What?
And you guys vote on it.
Yeah, if we do a vote, we'll pick 2 different ones, for the next show that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And
Royal Rumble 97.
We're gonna get to all of them at some point.
Okay, we won't get to all of them. But
not all of them, but we're gonna get to good ones.
Yeah. So.
All of them ish.
I will take a look, decide. We'll put something out on Twitter. Probably tomorrow. At the Wrestle Story, and then you can vote on it, and then we will do that pay-per-view.
Yes.
And then we can talk about it and go from there.
So, what was your favorite match on this?
My favorite match on this, probably the. I don't know. I kind of like the Great Kabuki and Charlie Brown. Just
me too, because I thought the story was so cool.
Go back in time and watch it. Old AEW pay-per-view, the first All In.
Yeah, we never saw that. We never saw it though.
Way back when.
I mean,
WCW Chi-Town Rumble 89.
I would say my favorite match on this card. I really like the Charlie Brown Great Kabuki one too.
I will.
Because I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, good match.
Just the whole idea behind it was so cool.
TNA Lockdown 09.
Just thought it was so cool.
All right, we'll come up with a list. I'll put 3 of them out there. Halloween Havoc.
Ooh.
Any particular, James?
Honestly, any of them. There was one that
I loved Halloween Havoc. This is my favorite.
Some of the matches though were just whoa, whoa. But hey, whatever. We'll talk about them. Good, bad, the ugly.
Yeah. All right, we'll throw 3 of them out there, or 4 of them. You vote on it, and if we only get 1 vote, that means that's the one.
You guys should randomly select a WrestleMania pay-per-view next week for WrestleMania week and watch an old WrestleMania, maybe WrestleMania 20. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. That. Write all the WrestleMania years down, throw them in a hat, and just go, WrestleMania 1992.
Yeah. We could do that.
Or whatever, WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3. Just throw them in a hat, pull out a number, and,
Yeah. We could do that. Maybe we'll do that starting.
Maybe on Wednesday.
WrestleMania 17.
We should do the draw right here.
Number. Yeah.
Do it right here. Go, all right, guys, you get to see live which WrestleMania we're going to do.
Greatest WrestleMania of all time. WrestleMania 17.
I loved, was it WrestleMania 10? Whatever WrestleMania it was with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. I'm pretty sure that might have been WrestleMania 10. Could be wrong, though. Might have been WrestleMania 12. Also might have been WrestleMania 10. It's hard to remember, man. They all just kind of flow together. They
Sting
just
versus
flow
Hollywood Hogan.
together. You know, I love WrestleManias are generally so good. I think we should do that for WrestleMania week, as though like
Yeah, we can do that.
do a WrestleMania show.
Yeah.
Because that'd be cool.
We can do that.
Recap WrestleMania.
All right. With that, I think we're gonna sign off.
Yes. I think so.
This is the old guy with the stupid hat. Isn't that what he said?
No. Yeah, I don't know what he said.
You have to go back out.
Who is
the old
old
idiot.
with the
This
stupid
is the old idiot with the stupid hat. Signing off. We will be back Wednesday. I hope you guys have a good night as we are out. Everybody stay safe. You know, avoid the virus.
Yes.
And with that,
Peace out,
peace out, people.